Welcome back. 41 past now for a lot of schools in the UP. There's about a week until prom, and graduation is coming up real fast. And with increased celebrations, it's a dangerous time for driving. This morning, Ashley Kirkland is live at the Marquette City Police Station with more on how everybody can stay safe on the roads. Morning, Ashley.
Well, Vicki, December is actually deemed Impaired Driving Awareness Month, but this week is also Impaired Driving Awareness Week, and this is a week designated to educate young students and drivers about the dangers of driving while drunk. Now, we know that prom and graduation season are coming up, so this is a timely message for those students, and freshmen at Marquette Senior High School this week are getting a seminar on what the effects are of drunk driving. Now, those numbers are alarming across the United States. Over 12,000 people die on a yearly basis from drunk driving accidents, and that's something that the Marquette City Police say that they see too often here in the city, so they want to make sure to crack down on those drunk driving accidents. We are going to head inside a little bit later to talk to one of the officers on duty about what they see when they're looking for drunk driving people that are on the road that may be drunk drivers, as well as how people can just put a stop to this issue before it even starts and becomes something more serious. So we'll be back with a little bit more facts on that later. Back to you, Vicki. Ashley Kirkland reporting live in Marquette, TV6 News.
All right. Thank you very much, Ashley. Welcome back. It's 10 after the hour. Impaired Driving Awareness Week is a chance to educate people, especially teen drivers, of the effects of drunk and impaired driving. There are alarming statistics proving that the number of deaths related to drunk driving still on the rise. So this morning, Ashley Kirkland joins us more on those statistics and what can be done to try to change them. Ashley?
Good morning, Vicki. Those statistics are very alarming, but the police here at Marquette City say that numbers actually have gone down over the years. So we are here at the police station to talk with one of the officers on duty about that. Officer Dawson, thank you for being here. We know that prom season is coming up and graduation season shortly following. What are those numbers over the years as far as drunk driving incidents?
Well, they've definitely gone down over the years since I started in 2000. We used to average maybe around 150 arrests for drunk driving within our city limits, and now we're down to around 100. So thankfully they have gone down over the years, but it is still an important issue and something we need to deal with.
Yeah. And I think that's a credit to a lot of the campaigns and things like they're doing at Marquette Senior High School with Impaired Driving Awareness Week. What can you tell students about getting behind the wheel and being careful and safe on the road?
Always be careful. You know, don't drink really. If somebody does drink, don't get in the vehicle with them. It's an accident waiting to happen.
And we know that drunk driving is not the only reason for accidents in this country. There's a growing number of those who text and drive, and that's a danger as well. What do you see with that?
Well, distracted driving is definitely a problem, and it can be from texting. It could be any number of electronics, and we have a lot of distractions with today's technologies.
Yeah. So what are you guys looking for when you're on the road patrolling to kind of keep people safe? What are you looking for as far as drivers and cars, and what kind of signs do you look for?
Any kind of swerving or any kind of erratic behavior, and even little things like speeding and things that people do every day accidentally, rolling through stop signs, can lead to someone getting stopped and then arrested for drunk driving if they are impaired.
Absolutely. And so you are actually going to help walk me through a little walk the line test here, if you will. I've only had coffee this morning, Vicki, so I should be good to go. But what do you do when you have people walk the line?
Well, what we do is we have people start with one foot in front of the other and their hands down at their side, which will be tough when you're holding a microphone. And then we ask them to take 9 steps. You'll be not able to do it with the space we have, but you can practice by walking with your heel touching your toe and in a straight line. So you'd have your hands at your side, and you just walk with your heel touching your toe. Keep it in a straight line. Keep your hands down. You don't want to be leaning and twisting and turning and stumbling and falling over. Some of the things that we're looking for to make sure people are able to keep their balance.
Well, I'll actually let you hold the mic and I'll do that.
Okay.
Walk me through that.
Okay. So just put your right foot in front of your left foot with your heel touching your toe. With your heel touching your toe, just like that. And keep your hands at your side. Now take as many steps as you can with your heel touching your toe in a straight line. And then when you get to the end, just turn slowly to your left and go back the way you came with your heel touching your toe. You can just turn around, just pivot on one foot, just turn around naturally, just like this. Then as you walk back, heel touching your toe, try to keep it in a straight line with your hands at your side. And that's how you do the walk and turn.
Well, I can't even do that with just coffee, so I can't imagine, but that's a great exercise. And also a little bit later, you're going to take me into the room that you do take people when they've gotten a little trouble with driving and show and walk us through that process.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we'll be back with that, Vicki, and hopefully people will learn valuable lessons so they can save some lives here out on the road this prom season and graduation season, and just every day, just being careful driving. Back to you, Ashley Kirkland, reporting live in Marquette, TV6 News.
All right, thank you very much, Ashley, and lay off the coffee. Leave it to people like me, okay?
Welcome back. Well, every year, thousands lose their lives as a result of drunk driving, and hundreds of thousands more are arrested as a result of it. Ashley Kirkland has been live at Marquette City Police Station this morning to get answers on how to prevent this epidemic. Good morning, Ashley.
That's right, Sam. Hundreds of thousands are arrested. They find themselves here in this office chain. Now, we are in the waiting room, or the booking room of the Marquette City Police Department. And right now, I'm joined once again with Officer Dawson. He's going to talk to us about how to prevent that, but also the consequences when you do come into this room because of drunk driving. Officer Dawson, thank you so much for being here again. What are the consequences that people really don't see because of their actions of drunk driving?
Well, of course, there's the potential for jail time. You can be fined thousands of dollars in court costs and fees. There may be attorney fees. You can lose your driving privileges and have your license suspended, which will really affect your employment and things like that. So there are a lot of tough penalties for drunk driving.
In the short term leading up to those consequences, this is the booking room where you guys bring people. What happens in here?
Well, what we do, when someone gets arrested on the street for drunk driving, we bring them into this room where we have our breathalyzer, and then we get a sample of the person's breath. And we also have our fingerprint system in here, and then we do the mug shots before transporting them over to the jail.
And you give a breathalyzer while on the road, but you say that's more of a temporary one, but the one here is the actual one.
Right. When we're on the road, what we use is a preliminary breath test. It's a PBT. And what it is it gives us a sample of the person's breath to see how much alcohol they have in their system. But there's no record of it. This is just used on the street to give an idea of where a person's at, but the one that's used for purposes of court, because you get a receipt, a printout of the results, is here in our booking room.
Okay, so you are going to give me one of those. As I said, I've only had coffee. It doesn't detect that, but we'll just see what happens.
Yep. So all you would do is you would take a deep breath, and you want to blow long and consistently. So kind of like you're blowing up a balloon. So just take a deep breath and then blow through the straw until it beeps. You have to put your lips around the straw,
okay,
and you have to blow through it long enough to have it.
Okay. Do you want me to hold it? Or
I'll hold it.
Okay.
You just blow through the PBT. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Good. That's it. That's all you do. And the readout is, of course, 0.000.
0.000. Okay. So what is the actual the limit for impaired driving?
For an adult, it's 0.08. Now, that's not to say that someone can't get into an accident or have something like that happen and be less than that and still be charged with impaired driving. So let's say you were at a 0.06 or a 0.07, which is below the limit. If you were involved in an accident, you could still be arrested for impaired driving. Of course, that's only for people that are age 21, and we were talking about prom earlier and graduation parties and things like that. For those individuals that are under the age of 21, it's of course 0 in the state of Michigan. There's no tolerance for drinking and driving when someone's underage. So you can go to jail when you're a 0.02.
That's right. A big fat 0 if you are under 21. Now, let's move to those who are adults and maybe they go out for dinner, have a glass of wine. Mm-hmm. What do you recommend people do? Should they drive after one glass of wine?
Well, obviously the safest thing to do is always to have somebody that's not, a designated driver, somebody that's not going to be drinking during the driving. And everybody's body type and everybody's amount of alcohol that they can consume before becoming impaired is different. So we don't like to tell people you have X number of drinks that you can have before getting behind the wheel, because it totally depends on the person. One person may be impaired while another person is not, just due to their body size and the types of alcohol they've been drinking. the amount of food they ate that day and things like that. So we don't ever want to set any standards where you can say that there is a number that would be okay to drink and drive. It's much safer to just say, don't drink and drive.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for being here, and thanks for keeping our streets safe. And make sure that you can do your part to keep our streets safe this year and every day, honestly, by driving safe on the roads. That includes texting while driving as well as drunk driving. Just don't do it. Avoid it at all costs. Your TV6 Morning Show will be right back.